Hi, today we're going to do some homework examples from lesson 2.6, and just to show you, we're going to do number 8, we're going to do number 10, we're going to do number 30, and we're also going to do number 48. So if you need to fast forward through the video to see your example that you want, go ahead and do that now. The first example, they give you function f and function g, and it says find g circle f of -2. By definition, that means you are to find g of, notice that g comes first, f of -2. And so notice that f of -2 is on the inside of g. So what that means is we're going to go ahead and we're going to find f of -2. That's going to be the first thing that we're going to look for. So I'm going to come off to the side here, and I'm going to go ahead and find f of -2. That's an old question. That just means replace all the x's with -2. So we have 4 times -2 squared minus 2 times -2. So that means we are at 4 times 4 plus 4, because it's -2 times -2. So this would be 16 plus 4, and 16 plus 4 ends up being 20. Alright, so I'm going to take that 20, and what we're doing, f of -2 turned out to be an answer of 20. Now that means you're supposed to find g of 20. Well, function g is right here, so 8 times 20 plus 1. And we just have a little math work to do here. 8 times 20 turns out to be 160 plus 1, which makes 161 total. And that completes problem number 8. Problem number 10. Again, you have the same two functions, f and g, and it says find g circle f of x. So you don't have a number this time, you just had the variable x. Well, by definition, one more time, it says find g of f of x. Okay, so this time we can't really go off to the side and do any math work because there's no number to put in here for f. But this does mean, and I'm going to change color so you can see this, it says that you're supposed to put f inside of g. Well, this is f right here. This is f. And if you're going to put it inside of g, it means you're going to place it all right here. All of that function is going to be put in for x. So I'm going to go ahead and do all that math work right here. So we're going to start off with number 8. You're going to open a parenthesis. Whoops, sorry about that. We're going to open a parenthesis, and we're going to fill in f, which is 4x squared minus 2x, and then we're going to finish off g, which says plus 1. You are now doing a composition of functions. You're mixing them together. So we'll go ahead and distribute the 8. 8 times 4 is 32, so that's 32x squared. And then 8 times -2 is -16x. And then plus 1. Is there any like terms to put together? No, there's not. They're all separated. So this is g of f of x. And that problem is complete. Okay, that's all complete. Now we're going to go on to number 30. Number 30 in part A says find f plus g of 0. Well, that means you're supposed to find f of 0 plus g of 0. Well, looking at the graph, you have f of 0. F is the blue one. 0 means you're looking at the x values, and 0 happens to be right here. Where's the y value? Well, the blue line goes right through here, so that must mean that the y value is 0. For g of 0, again, x being 0 is here, but the pink one is all the way up here, and that would be at the number 2. And 0 plus 2 ends up being And part A is complete. Part B, f minus g of negative 1 means you're supposed to find f of negative 1 minus g of negative 1. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing again. F of negative 1. The x value of negative 1 is about right here. And f is the blue one. So where would you have to go? You would have to go straight down. And it looks like, now, here's the thing. I took this little picture out of the book. So please look in the book at this time because I'm doing the same thing because apparently all the little grid lines didn't copy over. I'm looking at negative 1. And it looks like negative 1 meets the blue line at negative 2. So if you look down here, you're going to see a negative 2, and that's where the blue line will meet negative 1. So that means that f of negative 1 is negative 2 minus g of negative 1. We're kind of in the same boat here. The negative 1's about right here, but you got to go up to find g. So I'm going to go to the book here, and it looks like it meets it perfectly at 1. So that would mean you're at negative 2 minus 1, which turns out to be negative 3. Now we have part C, which is f times g of 1, which is f of 1 times g of 1. Now I'm going to look over at my graph, see if the answers are there. If not, I'll go to the book. F of 1, here's 1, f is the blue one. So where does it meet? Right here. I'm going to look in the book here, and it looks like it meets exactly at 2 this time. So f of 1 is 2 times g of 1, and again 1's right here, but this time you're looking at the pink one. It meets in the same spot, which again would be at... Actually, they don't meet at the same spot in this one. If you look in the book, g of 1 actually meets at 1. If you look in the book, the 1 actually meets about right here, somewhere in this range, right in here. So 2 times 1, which is 2. And that one's done. And then the last one, part D, says find f of 2. And you're supposed to divide that by g of 2. So again, f of 2, you're going to go to here and go straight up and see what the y value is. I'm going to look in the book here at f of 2, which turns out to be 4. And then we have g of 2. Well, 2 is here, and we're looking for g, which is pink, and you got to count down how far it gets to g. My numbers, my grid lines are not there right now. So I'm going to go to the book and count down, and it looks like exactly 2 units down, which puts us at 4 divided by 2, which is 2. And that completes part D, which also completes problem number 30. Now we have one more problem left, and this is problem number 48. This time it says find f circle g of negative 2. So again, that means you're finding f of g of negative 2. And it means that you're supposed to find g of negative 2 first. We're waiting to see what g of negative 2 turns out to be. Well, it looks like negative 2 is out here, and you're going to have to count up to get to g, which is the pink line. From here, it looks like 4, but I'm going to go to the book, and I'm going to look that up just to make sure, because the grid lines are in the book itself. 1, 2, 3, 4 units up, and that's perfect. So here's 4. But now you have to find f of 4. 4 is right here. F, you're going to have to count up. It looks like 2, but again, I'm going to look in the book one more time, and it is 2. And that means part A is 2, and that one's done. Now we're going to go to part B, which says find g of f of 1. So we're supposed to find f of 1 first. If I go to here, there's 1, f is blue. It looks like it's up 1 unit. I'm going to go look in the book real quick, and it is up 1 unit. So we're supposed to find g of 1. And g of 1 is exactly the same place, so it turns out to be 1. And we have our last one, C. C says we're doing f of f of 0. Alright, so on the inside is f of 0. F is the blue one, and at 0 it stayed at 0. So you're asked to find f of 0 again. And f of 0 again means it stays at 0, and the answer is 0. And that completes number 48, and that completes this section of homework problems.